Hello, today I am testing my Dowry makeup. I've already done my skin prep. I've just put on a layer of sunblock, with a hair sunblock, and then on my eyelids, on my eyeballs, I have the black Moody lenses. And these are quite natural, I think. They are very like eye enlarging. First things first, I'm gonna use this Amuse to even out my skin. I'm just gonna put a single pump on my hand, and then I'm going to use the spatula and a makeup sponge. No, this needs a wash. Okay, maybe I'll use this one instead. Okay, I'll use this. This is meant to be for hair, I believe. Yep, I'm just gonna take some on the spatula and spread as thinly as possible. This formula dries quite quick, so I need to work quite quickly. And then on the forehead, I think using a sponge is really good because it really controls the amount on your skin. Just another small pump for my nose bridge and chin. And the rest I shall put it on my neck. Okay, that is my skin prepped with tone-up cream. Now I'm gonna take a piece of tissue and wipe spatula clean, wipe the back of my hand. Then I'm going to use a natural tone foundation. It's also from Hera. Which one's lighter? I'll use the rose vanilla. One pump of this. It's a very liquid foundation. Let's glide it on my spatula again. I actually think that's I pumped up too much. Should make sure these are covered because one makeup artist once told me that I have blue veins there. I've never noticed it, so I was like, oh, okay. Blend, blend, blend. I'm using the same sponge, so I'll have to wash it on that day before that day comes. That is the completed base. I think I look really pale. It's supposed to be color matched though. For that day, I'm gonna wash these two sponges. I don't know why this is deformed. I think it's because of my drawer. Okay, next I am gonna move into color correction. I am going to cover these eye bags. I'm going to use my trusty NARS concealer. Just get a little dab of it on my hand. And then I'm gonna use the NYX color corrector with the peach. Make sure all the product is on the brush itself, and then I'm going to blend it so that it can successfully cover my dark circles. Get rid of the excess, and then I'm just gonna pat it. Okay, that is the first layer concealed. I am then gonna wipe my concealer brush again, and I'm going to take the lightest shade of the NYX palette, highlight, cover it. Just the pot concealer by itself. Gonna look slightly to the side to make sure that all angles of my dark circles is concealed, because in photos you get to see yourself in all angles. Once I'm done putting that, I'm gonna turn back my head and blend it from the front. So this is how it looks like, and from the side you can't tell as well. I just need to cover a bit of this part now. Just make sure that it's gonna be very light, so I've just rubbed it on my hand again. That. You can't tell from the side. From the front, you can't tell. Okay, the other side. Now that that's done, I'm going to get more of the highlighter concealer shade. Make sure it's all blended on my brush. And I'm gonna highlight the nose alars. So I'm just gonna slightly tap on the sides like this. Make sure that it covers that shadow. Same on the other side. Make sure my smile lines are also gone. So I'm gonna tap, tap, tap here as well. Ta-da! Okay, I'm also gonna get the concealer. The same NARS concealer. I'm also gonna put it slightly on my here and here. Highlighter shade again. Blend it on my hand and highlight my more hollow corners of my face. That way it will look like it's more voluminous. And then I'm gonna use the puff to blend it out faster because it's a big surface area. Now I'm going to take a smaller concealer brush, about this size, get a more neutral tone. So I'm gonna get this beige color, which matches my skin more. I'm gonna blend it on my hand, and then I'm gonna spot conceal my freckles because I have got like a scar here, a freckle here, and another scar there. So I'm just gonna make sure it's a clean canvas to work on. I've also got a freckle on top here, which requires several rounds of blending and setting powder. That's where you normally put your eyeshadow. Okay, there we go, it's disappeared now. Next I'm going to contour using the Fenty Beauty in the shade Amber, and I'm gonna use this flattish brush and take the product, otherwise it's gonna be too harsh on the skin. So I've gotten the product, now it's on the brush. I'm just gonna blend it on my hand first to make sure it's all even on the brush itself, and then I'm gonna proceed to contour. So I'm gonna contour just here below to make my nose look shorter on the nose sides and here. So that's where I'm gonna contour. Just gonna blend it now. It looks a bit intense right now, but I'm gonna fix it using a powder palette now, which is the Afternoon Tea by I'm gonna take the lightest shade, get it all in the contour brush, and I'm gonna dab on the tissue, and then I'm gonna blend it. And then I'm gonna take the leftover, oh my god, I'm gonna take the leftover and rub it on the in between my eyebrows. I'm gonna take more of the same shade, dab it, and then do it at the bottom here. And then I'm gonna get rid of a lot of the shade on the contour brush. Apparently it looks a bit strong, like very strong. I'm gonna take a highlighter shade on all the brush and I'm gonna tap it away, and I'm gonna make it look lighter. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Still think it looks a bit strong on camera, so I'm just gonna blend it a bit more. Wow, that Fenty Beauty is really strong. Okay, I think that looks okay. Now I'm just gonna blend the bottom. I'm gonna take a smaller brush, about this bullet size. Take the medium shade and I'm gonna mix it with the darker shade. Tap away the excess. And I'm just gonna contour the bottom V, so that it looks like I've got a higher nose bridge and the size a little bit. Yeah, I think I shouldn't have used the Fenty Beauty. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the lightest shade on the bullet brush. I'm gonna curve the contour of my eye sockets. Big sweeps across like this. Big sweeps across like this. I know that completely takes off my concealer makeup, but it's okay. I can fix it again later. There we go. So it looks a bit more deep set. I'm also gonna get the same contouring brush, put it all over the lightest contour shade, and then I'm gonna contour a bit on my forehead. Just gonna tap on the edges like this, make it look like I have a smaller forehead. I mean, my head is kind of small already, to be honest, but for photo purposes. And then I'm going to take the same shade and contour my cheekbones. They are very prominent and I want to reduce them a bit, so I'm gonna look at the front, look at the mirror, and I'm gonna tap away the sides until I reach a point where it is about the sides here. I'm gonna use the bigger brush for the other side. And then I'm gonna use the same shade on my jawline here. Chop it a bit. Creates more of a V shape. That is my face contoured. I know it looks really strong, but in person it's not so bad. I mean, you can kind of tell on the sides a little bit, so I'm not gonna contour with the Fenty Beauty that low. Okay, then I'm going to use a eyelid primer because I have hooded eyelids. I'm gonna prime my eyelids whilst I do my blush. I can just blend it with my fingertip. Very sticky. I'm gonna use a cream blush. I haven't opened this in years and I'll try to grab it and look what happened to the cushion. It just broke off. I'm going to use this Innisfree shade. This is in Vivid Cotton Ink. I've tried to take out the tag, but it wouldn't work. I'm just gonna dab it on my hand first. And then I'm gonna take a cotton puff, blend it on the puff first before putting it on my apples of my cheek. So my eye ends here. I'm gonna put it like here. I'm also gonna blend it on the tips of my nose here, like that. And then I'm gonna take this. This is in the shade, this one, Creamy Rose. I'm just gonna dab it on the other side of the puff. Make sure I got it all in there. It's here. I'm gonna blend it on my hand first, and then I'm gonna tap it on the exact, oops, that's a bit strong, the exact same spot of the previous blush. And the ends of the nose as well. And then I'm gonna put it on my chin, like that. Okay, and then I am going to use a fluffy brush, this bullet head brush. I'm gonna pick up the cheek color, previous one. I'm gonna take some of the color, blend it on my hand, and then I'm gonna put it on my eyeballs. Blend it so that when you blink, you can kind of see it. I'm gonna do the same for the bottom lashes. Looks so far. Then I'm going to take this shade on the Make palette, tap away the excess, and then blend it on entire eyelid and the bottom eyelid. I'm gonna blend it like this, all over the eyelid and the bottom eyelid. I'm then gonna take the shade on this 3CE palette Overtake with an angled brush. I'm gonna line my upper waterline. So I'll be right back with that. Just like this, and then I'm going to drag it a little bit out, down, then straight. It elongates my eye a little bit, and then I'm gonna use the same shade to underline my bottom eyelid. I've used the leftover bits that I have when I eyelid my eye at the bottom of my eyelids. So that's how it looks like. I know it looks a bit awkward at the moment, but trust the process. Next, I'm gonna use a really tiny brush, this shade, on this Daishik Muted Nuts. I'm gonna use the middle shade here. And then I'm going to underline my bottom, just like that. Right now it's not very blended, so I'm gonna get a clean brush, fluffier version of that brush, and then I'm gonna blend it a bit better. Then I'm going to curl my lashes and keep it simple and natural. So I'm just going to take my eyelash curler alongside the Dr. Mascara Fixer and the Kill Cleo mascara. So I'm just going to do that. Make sure that it's really like up. So I'm going to use the trick of the stick and heat to make sure that it stays up. For the bottom lashes, I'm going to use the 2-in-1 curling mascara by Face Shop. And I'm going to use the skinny one to line just the outer corner bottom. To make sure it stays down, I'm going to use the stick and flame method finger test. Although I need to make sure that it's at an angle so that it follows my natural curve of my lashes instead of it just going straight down, which makes it look kind of unnatural. And that's how my lashes look. And I'm going to use a slightly smaller blush brush, and then I'm going to use this Cleo palette, mix this color and this color together because I need this bright of a shade, but I need it to be slightly more muted. So I'm going to mix the two colors. I'm going to reapply the blush just at the tops here of my blush. You can blend it into the eye as well. And then I can blend it on the chin as well. Okay, next I am going to use this small brush with this blush. I'm just going to use top bit, and I'm just gonna poke it a little bit. I'm just gonna highlight just little bits of my skin. So just like poke here, poke and here, and a bit on the nose as well. There. Then I'm gonna do my brows. I've already got quite like strong brows, so I'm gonna use the Extreme Gel Espresso by Cleo. And then I'm just gonna line the sparse areas, whatever sparse areas I can find. Oh wow, it's really strong. Extend the ends. It's really strong. I'm gonna use a spoolie brush to blend it out. Okay, not to worry. Spoolie brush has come to the rescue. Okay, there we go. I have to extend this end a little bit. It's a bit short. Extended it. To blend it a little bit more. There we go, that looks a bit better. I'm gonna take a Revlon lipstick in the shade 445 Teak Rose, and then I am gonna use a lip brush, take some of the liquid, and then I'm gonna overline my lips. And then I'm gonna also draw a U on top of my lips here, and then I'm gonna blend. I just trapped most of the lip gloss on. I'll still use it though, I think. Just need to like reach over to grab it. And then I'm gonna use the same cushion I'm gonna use the same shade that we used for our cheeks. I'm gonna grab it with the brush first and then line the inside, the gradient lip. like that. Then I'm gonna use this flathead brush with this Cezanne highlighter. I'm gonna use this one, this pink one. I'm gonna highlight the eyelids, the inner corners, and the bottom. I'm not gonna go past the contour line because that's where I want it to stop. Do the inner corners and then the nose. I'm gonna take this Cezanne highlight palette, gonna take the pink one as well to make sure that it's really highlighted. I'm lastly gonna use this angled brush with the same Cezanne shade. I'm gonna put it on my cheekbones, inner corners to highlight it. Gonna do it here. Last but not least, I'm going to powder. Gonna use this powder brush, the Cezanne lavender colored powder. Powder the under eye, nose tip, overall forehead and brows, and then nose sides. And I believe this is it. I'll be right back with a outfit change. Okay, I am back with my hair just braided very simply. And I have my eye on because I'm actually gonna wear a white qipao, but I just put on my pink eye because I thought it would match the makeup because it's pink on pink. Let me carry you to the light. Maybe this is better. Details. I still think the contour is a bit like wonky, but other than that, I think it's not so bad. You can tell it's a bit wonky. I don't know, I think I've shaded it like I've wonked my nose, but it's fine. I'll do it better on the day, this Saturday actually. But yeah, I think I'm quite happy with how this makeup turned out. It's meant to be like Chinese painting style, but tell me what you think. Bye.